पल है वही जिसमें है छुपी पूरी एक सदी सारी जिंदगी। तू ना पूछ रास्ते में काहे आए है इस तरह दो राहें। तू ही तो है राह जो सुझाए, तू ही तो है अब जो ये बताए जाए तो किस दिशा में जाए वही देश। ये जो देश है तेरा स्वदेश है तेरा तुझे है। जैसा कोई नहीं है, 80 नहीं 100 दिन दुनिया घुमा है, नहीं कहे तेरे जैसा कोई नहीं। मैं गाया जहां भी बस तेरी याद थी, जो मेरे साथ थी मुझको तड़पाती रुलाती। सबसे प्यारी तेरी सूरत, प्यार है बस तेरा प्यार ही।
very good morning to all the distinguished guests who are present here today on this memorable occasion of 77th Independence Day celebrations taking place in our High Court of Andhra Pradesh. I take immense pleasure in extending warm and hearty welcome to my Lord Honorable Sri Justice Dheeraj Singh Thakur, Chief Justice of High Court of Andhra Pradesh, Honorable Judges of this court, and Honorable Sri Justice Suresh Kumar Kait, Judge High Court of Delhi, and respected family members of Honorable Chief Justice and Honorable Judges. I also welcome Honorable Sri Justice G. Shyam Prasad Garu and Honorable Sri Justice M. Gangarao Garu, former judges of this court. I welcome the Learned Advocate General, Assistant Solicitor General, and members of AP Bar Council, President AP High Court Advocates Association, Public Prosecutor, Senior Advocates, and members of legal fraternity. I heartily welcome registrars, judicial officers, staff members of High Court, print and electronic media, security wing of the High Court, ladies and gentlemen. On this momentous occasion of the 77th Independence Day of our nation, which is one of the most largest democracies in the world, I extend my heartiest wishes to one and all. With the permission of my Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, the function may be commenced with Vande Mataram by advocate and staff members of High Court. Now I request the distinguished guests to please rise for Vande Mataram.
वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरं सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां सस्यश्यामलां मातरं वन्दे ज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी पुल्लकुसुमिता द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे वन्दे मातरं जय हिंद.
Independence Day is being celebrated every year to pay tribute to India's freedom fighters and leaders who fought for freedom. This day serves as a powerful reminder of the nation's liberation from British colonial rule after nearly 2 centuries. As a part of commemorating this day, let us commend the celebrations. Now I request my Lord, Honorable Chief Justice Sri Dheeraj Singh Thakur ji to hoist the national flag, followed by national anthem on police band. May I request Sri K. Janaki Ramareddy Garu, President AP High Court Advocate Association, to deliver his message on the occasion of Independence Day.
My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, Dhiraj Singh Thakurji, the Honorable Judges, former judges of this Honorable Court, family members of Honorable Judges, Land Advocate General, Honorable Chairman, Bar Council of Andhra Pradesh, Land Deputy Solicitor General, Land Public Prosecutor, Senior Advocates, Law Officers of the State, colleague advocates, brothers and sisters. I am extremely delighted to welcome you all to this glorious celebrations of 77th Independence Day. The Indian experiment to achieve freedom and thereafter to establish a system committed to the rule of law is globally unique. As we sit on the celebrations of the 77th anniversary and embark upon another year of independent India, as a nation, we have multiple reasons to be proud. We are a nation in name, a continent in content. The need to recognize and celebrate the diversity of India cannot be overemphasized. In fact, critical to our survival has been the recognition of this variance, and we should labor to protect it at all points in time. We live in challenging times. Pandit Nehru has said, I quote, "A moment comes, but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new," end quote. In the momentous journey with the milestones of plenty, we are again at the threshold when new challenges and resultantly new responses are expected. We lawyers had played a huge role in not only the freedom movement but also in shaping the Indian Republic. We are arguably one of the few surviving functional democracies born in the 20th century and breathing healthy in 21st century also. As we move into new year of independent India, huge changes are about to happen. The government of India is in the process of revisiting the civil and criminal laws of the country that have lasted for centuries. Today, there is a need to revisit the law, notwithstanding its long usage. Like a men or machine lost to suffer wear and tear, they must also visit the service center. Therefore, sometimes to reboot, the system requires to meet operative challenges. We are in the process of rebooting. There is no human action that is perfect. There must be no human action that does not aspire for perfection. As we catch up in the crossfire, we must put in our best individually and collectively. As I said, as a profession, we have contributed immensely to India, that is, we must now endeavor consciously and honestly to work towards and contribute in no mean manner to a prosperous India to be. Our task in making and also use our professional expertise to identify the loopholes of the past and structure our future based on our professional expertise and integrity. Let us not be carried away by our myopic allegations and political commitment. Our job, like in the past, is larger than life. We should not fail in the past nor disappoint the future also. Let us take this opportunity to redesign our role as we walk towards an India as many challenges as there are hues. Let us recognize, as I said, that India by name is a nation, by habit is a continent. The habit and habitat matrix calls for unique approaches of sensitivity and sensibility. As midwives of a new order, our contribution continues to be critical. It is for us to live up to the task. On this occasion, I appeal to the Honorable Chief Justice that advocates of facing a lot of inconvenience for the space in the library, which hardly accommodates only 15 people. Hence, I request the Honorable Chief Justice to accommodate a space in the new building which is going to inaugurate shortly. I also request the Land Advocate General to contribute through state government to build up a new digital library also. Let us renew our commitment to protect the ideals that our giving me this opportunity to share a few words on this momentous occasion. I will sign off with the same reminder that Pandit Jawaharlal held for himself, inspired by Robert Frost, who said, "The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promised to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep." I wish you all once again a very happy Independence Day. Jai Hind.
థ్యాంక్ యూ జానకి రామరెడ్డి గారు, ప్రెసిడెంట్ బార్ అసోసియేషన్. మే ఐ నౌ రిక్వెస్ట్ శ్రీ గంటా రామారావు గారు, చైర్మన్ బార్ కౌన్సిల్, టు డెలివర్ హిజ్ మెసేజ్.
The Honorable Chief Justice Sri Dera Singh Thakurji, Mrs. Thakurji, Honorable Judges and their family members, the Land Advocate General Sri Ram and his team of law officers, Public Prosecutor Nagareddy and team of the Assistant Public Prosecutor and Additional Public Prosecutors, Assistant Solicitor General Harinath and Standing Councils of the Central Government of India, and my senior councils, members Bar Council, advocate friends, registrars and staff of the High Court, security staff, media friends, ladies and gentlemen. We are celebrating the 77th Independence Day today. We will be very happy for more than one reason, that due to contribution of the freedom fighters, we are able to enjoy the freedom which is available today. The main reason, another reason is that most of the freedom fighters who are instrumental for attaining the independence of this country belong to our noble profession. Even not only Mahatma Gandhi, Motilal Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, even before that, Chattaranjan Das ji, and the person who belong to this state, Prakasham Pontul garu, who are having a lucrative practice, sacrificed their professional career and jumped into the action in the need of the hour, and not only participated but led the freedom movement and become instrumental in attaining the independence of this country. We did not stop there, our predecessor. Even in the framing the constitution, under the leadership of Ambedkar ji, gave us a wonderful document called Constitution. And not only that, even in the governance, more than 30% of the parliamentarians belong to this profession. We can feel proud for the contribution that was made by our predecessors. But one sad thing is, as on today, now the representation of this profession is only around 4%. It is slowly coming down. Now it is a time for introspection. Whether it is the confidence of the society which is deteriorating in this profession, or it is the role that is played by us, which the erstwhile years played by our predecessor. Therefore, we have to introspect. After 7 years of independence, though we have achieved a lot of things, but there is a lot of things to be done. So therefore our role, especially at this juncture, where there will be confusion in the survival of the democracy, again there is a role to be played by us at this juncture. And I request especially the young members who born in the post-independence era to realize the importance of this freedom and the importance of preserving the freedom which was attained not by the sacrifices of our predecessor. I no doubt we have stand to the test all these years and played role, whether the judges or the form of the advocates assisting the courts. We have played our role very effectively, and all of us know that Gandhiji's contribution, even in those difficult period, he could find a solution peaceful by way of peaceful means. It is that time for all of us to come together, put our minds and find a solution for speedy and expeditious disposal of the cases, so that the needy people will be extended the help of the courts. We cannot imagine the preservation of this democracy without contribution from the judiciary. Therefore, my dear friends, I once again convey my wishes and request all of you to rededicate. We have to rededicate ourselves to achieve the object and preserve the democracy. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you, Ramarao Garu, Chairman Bar Council. May I now request Sri Subramanya Sriram, Learned Advocate General, to deliver his message.
My Lords, the Honorable the Chief Justice, the Honorable Judges, Sri Justice Kat, Judge Delhi High Court, family members of the Honorable Judges, former judges of the court, President Bar Association, Chairman Bar Council, the Deputy Solicitor General, the Public Prosecutor, law officers, registrars, staff of the High Court, the security establishment, and the advocate fraternity. When the Tiranga is foisted, these struggles and the tribulations faced by our forefathers, bringing this moment to the spectrum of reality, keeps gushing to our memories. Best of our tributes, speechified by the best equipped of all, with all our profusion, don't capture the sacrifices and the struggles which have gone into making this moment a real moment for the country to go forward. It is only hoped that the present generation, as we are, as the transitional custodians of what the forefathers have handed it to us, would pass on the pristine values of democracy and freedom to the succeeding generations, with a further hope that they will do as much, if not more, to keep this going. Freedom is not a mere matter of political decision or writing a new constitution, said the first Prime Minister of the country. He said it is of the mind and of the heart. And if the mind narrows itself, and if it is befogged, and the heart is full of bitterness and hatred, the freedom is absent and caught. The tyranny of foreign rule is over. The geography is safe from a possibility of a hostile foreign incursion. But as any nation that moves forward, we should not be loath to asking tough questions of ourselves. We take pride in all the giant strides the country has taken, with sterling contributions from peasantry to the intellect, from the ordinary common man to everybody that contributed to the growth of this country. But if you have to be a confident notion, then we shouldn't be afraid to look at ourselves with a deep sense of scrutiny. The question is the tyranny finally over? Because we do not have the alibi of pleading foreign rule? Is the tyranny of poverty and squalor done with? Is the tyranny of unequal society done with? Is the tyranny of every othering of the non-conformist finally over? Have we truly heralded what we now consider fraternity to be the cornerstone of our constitution? The answers are not going to be direct. The answers would require a soul searching of all of us to find out if we are halfway towards securing freedom from all this tyranny. The next, in a constitutional order, herald as we would by reason of a system wedded to rule of law, is the question whether we have imbibed a constitutional culture in the governance of this country. Is the tyranny of officialdom over? Is the citizen truly the target of everything that is good about this country? If the policies of governance and also the administering thereof are not oriented towards securing the complete freedoms of the citizen, we have quite a distance to travel. We have also to travel to understand that when we talk of a constitutional culture, we talk of a culture of respecting the other point of view while being sensitive to a possibility that it does not conform to our point of view. When we talk of constitutional culture, we talk of structures which have been created by the Constitution and the interface between the various constitutional structures with self-respect and dignity. And when we have intra-institutional interactions, there also we need to have a certain degree of mutuality in respect and sensitivity to the other point of view. The country is in safe hands, as that we don't have to worry about a foreign incursion. The country is guided by self-rule, the largest good of the greatest number, as they would say. If we are to truly dedicate ourselves towards achieving this goal, it is about taking our rightful role and a little of giving up as well. We need to give up a few of our entitlements which we may undeservingly be in possession of to the more deserving, to the more needy, to the more wanted. Once we partake ourselves in the growth and give up in order that everybody is a participant in the growth of this nation, we truly have heralded a constitutional culture. It's not a doomsday song if we have to introspect ourselves into the goings on of the country. We have no one else to defeat if we have to proceed further and progress further towards attainment of the ideals of freedom rooted in Indian ethos, rooted in Indian culture, while being disrespectful of everything else that is not conforming. Well, greeting all of us on the 77th Independence Day. Here is looking forward to a few more during our lifetime and lots after ours, in the hope that the whiff of fresh air that all of us get to breathe is passed on. The whiff of freedom, the ability to think unhinged and unhedged by what could be the other point of view, is better passed on when we make an allowance for that possibility, structurally, individually, societally. And once we free ourselves of what the Prime Minister, the first Prime Minister of the country, called the befogging of the mind, we are truly independent. With these few words, I congratulate the Registry of the High Court in having put up a wonderful infrastructure for today, the security establishment as usual, and the tireless work by the registry and staff to making this a wonderful occasion, as all of us keep looking forward to. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Sriram ji, Advocate General, for your enlightened speech. May I now request my Lord Honorable Chief Justice Sri Dheera Singh Thakur ji to give His Lordship's Independence Day message.
My esteemed sister and brother judges, Justice Suresh Kumar Keth, Judge High Court of Delhi, who is with us and have been a part of this court. Former honorable judges of this court, Mr. Sriram, Learned Advocate General, Mr. K. Janki Rami Reddy, President of the Andhra Pradesh High Court Advocates Association, Mr. Ghanta Ramarao, Chairman Bar Council of Andhra Pradesh, Mr. P. Sudhakar Reddy, Additional Advocate General, Mr. Y. Nagi Reddy, Public Prosecutor, Law Officers, learned Senior Advocates and members of the Bar, Registrars, Judicial Officers, Officers and staff of the High Court, members of the print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings to you all on the occasion of 77th Independence Day, which our great nation is celebrating today. For the people of India, August 15 is of immense significance, as on this historical day in 1947, we gained independence from a state of subjugation from the colonial rule. The freedom and independence which we all enjoy today is on account of the efforts of our great leaders who had envisioned the idea of an independent India and led the nationalist movement of protest and boycott, notwithstanding the all-pervading fear of official authority, brutality and coercion. All this required extraordinary courage and sacrifice which our warriors of freedom displayed fearlessly. Their innovative methods and strategies offset the power of the imperialist forces, which makes the Indian freedom struggle so unique in the history of anti-colonial movements of the world, displaying a collective effort that brought together people from across the length and breadth of the country, from diverse regions, religions, castes and backgrounds, with a common goal of liberation of India from the colonial rule and to promote the idea of freedom and independence. This is an occasion for remembrance, for expressing gratitude, as also paying homage to all those who participated in the freedom struggle and all those who sacrificed their lives for achieving that objective. This is also an occasion to recognize the supreme sacrifice made by the brave Indian forces who maintained the territorial integrity of India despite the wars having been thrown upon them and our nation in 1962, 65, 71, as also in the Kargil conflict in the year 1999. The brave Indian forces continue to maintain a constant and tireless vigil at the borders just to keep the idea of a vibrant and independent India alive. The following couplet aptly conveys the feelings of a poet towards the martyrs who die for the nation. शहीदों के मज़ारों पे लगेंगे हर बरस मेले, शहीदों के मज़ारों पे लगेंगे हर बरस मेले, वतन पर मिटने वालों का यही निशान होगा. As we enter the 77th year of our independence, we are a proud nation, not only because we have a rich civilizational history dating back to thousands of years, a socio-cultural landscape of immense diversity, and a rising economy of growth and progress, but also because we stand firm and committed as a vibrant, functional democracy in the modern world. Our Constitution is our greatest strength, which has withstood the test of time to remain sacred and inviolable. It is a living example of how an exceptional Constitution, adopted by its framers, has become the basis of an exceptional form of democracy for the people of India. Our hard-earned road to freedom from the colonial rule has made us value the significance of justice, equality, and rights which were enshrined as core values of our Constitution at the time of its inception, with an unfailing resolve and commitment to achieve these goals for the people of India. In retrospect, one can clearly see how, through internalization and indigenization of democratic spirit and substance, India has belied the notion that Indian conditions were not hospitable for democracy and independence. Parliamentary system has witnessed uninterrupted elections, voter participation and representation over the years. All these years, India has made advances in the field of science, technology and industry, despite the challenges which the country faced and continues to face on the front of poverty, economic backwardness, socio-cultural differences rooted in caste, religion, language and ethnic identity. However, the Indian Constitution empowered all by guaranteeing secular, meritarian, proportional and universal principles of equality. Our judiciary too was invested with trust, responsibility and authority to ensure this great march towards justice, equality and change. It has come a long way in upholding the dignity, the prestige and independence of this institution. It has functioned as a conscience keeper of the nation in not only protecting the rights of the citizens, but also creatively expanding the ambit and interpretation of these rights, as is evident from the issues of right to life, liberty, freedom, child rights, etc. Upholding the rule of law, which is one of the most important elements of the concept of freedom in a nation, is the crucial role being played by the Indian judiciary. However, lack of awareness and consciousness on account of poverty, backwardness and illiteracy disable the citizens from asserting and defending their rights. Steps have been taken to spread legal awareness and to promote legal literacy and to provide legal aid to the marginalized and the poor in terms of the mandate under Article 39A of the Constitution of India to ensure equality before law and to promote access to justice on the basis of equal opportunity in terms of Article 14 and 22(1) of the Constitution of India. Delay in delivery of speedy justice for long has been an issue of concern for all, although a serious endeavor in this direction is underway to overcome the problem. Digitization of court records, adoption of technology, providing for better case management, e-filing in courts, enabling virtual court proceedings does make justice more accessible by eliminating physical barriers. The challenge on account of huge pendency and the backlog of cases on account of various factors is being tackled by constant training of judicial officers in the Judicial Academy and by providing them the hardware and the software to improve their performance and productivity, and further by resorting to the alternate dispute resolution mechanisms. With a view to remove the language barriers and as a step to bring about legal awareness amongst the masses, as per the instructions of the Artificial Intelligence Committee of the Supreme Court of India, as many as 935 reportable judgments of the High Court of Andhra Pradesh rendered from 1st of January 2019 onwards have been translated into regional language by the use of artificial intelligence tools. As many as 3 judgments of the Supreme Court and 6 judgments of the High Court of Andhra Pradesh are ready and are being uploaded in the first instance in the newly created dashboard in the official website of the High Court. For viewing the translated judgments for the benefit of the public, for better understanding of the judgments and orders rendered by the honorable judges. Efforts are being made to ensure an early completion of all judicial infrastructural projects in the state, including the High Court Annex building, which is expected to be completed shortly, which shall ease the space constraints which are being faced by judges, advocates and the High Court Registry. As we celebrate this Independence Day, let us reaffirm our resolve and continue to work sincerely towards strengthening and shaping the India of our dreams. We have to remember that a strong, stable and democratic India is in everyone's interest, and every Indian on its soil shares an equal responsibility towards its growth and glory. Jai Hind.
We thank the Honorable Chief Justice for your Lordship's valuable and enlightening Independence Day message. We are all grateful to the freedom fighters who sacrificed everything for the independence of our country, and let us salute to them and dedicate ourselves to the service of this great nation. Today we are living our lives freely only because of their sacrifice, and the credit goes to them. We thank the Honorable Chief Justice for taking personal attention in guiding us for conducting this Independence Day function. We thank all the Honorable Judges, Honorable Justice K. Saab, former Honorable Judges and family members for their gracious presence. We also thank the Learned Advocate General, Chairman Bar Council and President AP High Court Advocates Association, Learned Senior Council, registrars, judicial officers and staff, police personnel, print and electronic media for attending the Independence Day celebration and making this event memorable. Now it's time for National Anthem. I request the dignitaries to rise for the National Anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय है भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद.
With the permission of the Honorable Chief Justice, I declare that the flag hoisting ceremony is concluded. May I now request all the dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, to kindly join for refreshments.